everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the upcoming Marvel Legends Infinite Series Avengers Age of Ultron box set. Now this set is an Amazon.com exclusive. It's up for pre-order now on the website and should be released next month. The set comes with 4 different figures from the Age of Ultron movie. Today we're going to take a look at the Thor figure, and then over the course of the next few days we'll take a look at the other figures in the set. It comes packaged in the same style of packaging we've seen with other Marvel Legends Infinite Series box sets. It's a longer type package that measures about a little over 19 inches in length, and then it's about 10 inches in height. You've got the figures clearly displayed in the window box type packaging. You've got the Avengers Age of Ultron logo up at the top, and then the name of each of the characters in the set. So we've got Thor, Black Widow, Bruce Banner, and Hawkeye. On the sides we have some artwork for the characters, and then on the back we have a look at all 4 figures with brief bios in multiple languages. Okay, so let's get this set open and take a look at the Thor figure. Okay, so here's a look at the Thor figure outside of the packaging, and I think Hasbro's done a really nice job with this figure. It's not a reuse of an existing Thor figure as far as I can tell. It seems to be primarily a new mold. The head sculpt is definitely different. Looks much more true to what we saw in the Avengers Age of Ultron movie with the hair sculpting, different hair than like the Avengers figure that we got a couple years ago from Hasbro. Like the detailing with the sculpting on the hair with the braids and everything, and you even get a little bit of wash work in the hair, some added paint applications to give it added texture. So I think that looks really good. The cape is different from the previous Thor figure as well. It's a little bit different design, and it does not the cape is not longer than the figure itself, so it doesn't really prohibit the figure from standing, which I like. You've got some nice added sculpting texture on the inside of the cape, which looks pretty good. And then I just like the overall sculpting on the figure itself with like his costume with the armor pieces and stuff. It really has that kind of like leather type look to it, which I think they captured nicely. The bottom part here over his waist is kind of, they used a softer vinyl like material, so it gives it some give. It does limit some of the movement with the legs, which I'll show you when we go over the articulation, but overall I like the overall look of that. And then he's got like his wrist guards, which I think look good, and he's got some added, the red portions on the back part of the wrist guards. So just again, really nice detailing. He's got the kind of chainmail over on the sides of his leg. They've used basically a mixture of some silver and light gold metallic paints. The original PR pictures of this figure that we saw, the paint applications were more to look like Thor from the Dark World movie, the second Thor movie, and you can see here that they've actually updated that, so it looks much more true to what we saw in Avengers Age of Ultron as opposed to the second Thor movie. So the only accessory the figure comes with is his hammer, and this is basically the same hammer that they included with the first Avengers movie Thor figure, though the paint applications on the first one I think are a little bit nicer. You can see a little more washwork on the actual hammer, the metal part of the hammer, but the same sculpting, the brown wrappings. Now it looks like on this new hammer they tried to like do some, I can't tell if this is just bleeding from the hammer itself, the upper part of the hammer, the silver onto the brown parts, or if they tried to mix in a washwork. It looks like down here at the end of the handle it's supposed to be silver, so it looks like they tried to add some silver detailing to the wrappings on the brown for the hammer, but on mine at least definitely came off a little bit sloppy on the one side. You can see is definitely some silver paint splotches on the brown, and he can hold the hammer in either hand, and he's got the little strap at the end of the hand, so you can also have him hold the hammer via the strap if you want to. With the face sculpt, I think they've done a pretty good job here. I won't say it looks 100% like Chris Hemsworth, but I think it does the job. It's pretty good, and I actually like it better than like the face sculpt from the first Avengers Thor figure. So I think it does a better job, a little bit better job of capturing the actor's likeness. Again, I won't say it's 100%, but definitely I think it's passable for the actor. Okay, so this figure stands at about 7 1/4 inches tall. So he's just a hair taller than that first Avengers Marvel Legends figure. And that puts him in pretty good scale with the other Avengers Age of Ultron movie figures that Hasbro's done. So here's a look at the Hulk, and you can see Hulk is a bit taller as he should be. Here he is next to Iron Man, and Thor is a little bit taller than Iron Man. These maybe two should be closer to the same height, but still for the most part I think they're pretty good. Here's the Hasbro Age of Ultron Captain America figure, and again Thor is taller than Cap as he should be. Here he is next to the Age of Ultron Build-A-Figure, the Ultron Prime Build-A-Figure, and you can see Ultron is a bit taller than Thor, again as he should be. And then just for one more comparison, just because this is my favorite Cap figure, Age of Ultron Cap figure, here he is next to the SH Figure Arts Captain America figure. And again, you can see Thor is taller than the Cap figure. Okay, so articulation on this figure is pretty much on par with what we saw with, like, say, the first Avengers Thor figure, though this one actually has a little bit less, mostly with the head. The head is just on a standard ball joint as opposed to a ball hinge joint like with that first Avengers Thor figure. So he can, and because of his long hair, he doesn't have a whole lot of head movement. You can kind of, if you want to kind of pivot the head, you can turn it a little bit, but really just does not, if you turn it too much, it's going to pop off the ball joint. So he just does not have much in the way of head movement, no up or down movement at all on this one. So he's definitely a bit limited with the head movement. Arms are attached with your standard ball hinge joint, so he can get his arm out good, and he's got good rotation at the arm. He's got the bicep swivel. He's got a double hinged elbow, so he's got good bending at his elbow. He's got hinges on the top parts of his wrist, so he's got the up and down movement, and then of course he's got the swivel. He's got a midsection joint, so he's got the swivel at the midsection. He's got a little bit of a crunch there, and he can look up a little bit at the midsection. He does not have waist articulation. His waist is basically covered by his costume, this vinyl material, which also limits a little bit his leg movement. He can only do the splits about that much. He can get his leg forward pretty good between the where the costume kind of splits. So he can get his leg forward. Can't really do his leg back. Does have a thigh swivel. It's a double jointed knee, so he's got good bending at the knee. And then he does have ankle pivot. And then 2 peg holes on the bottom of his feet. So that's my view. Overall, I really like this figure, and I think this is a nice update to your Avengers movie collection figures. If you're into collecting the movie figures, I think this will make a nice update. I like it better. I like the overall look of it better than the first Avengers Thor figure. I like the detailing with the costume. I think the head sculpt looks a little better. It does have a little bit less movement as far as articulation goes. It doesn't have the hinge joint on the neck, and then is a little restricted at the waist area because of the costume. But still, overall, I think it's got pretty good movement, and I just like the look of the updated look for the character. So this is part of the Amazon.com exclusive box set, which will be out next month. We have a full gallery of images of this figure over at MarvelousNews.com. There's a link in the description below, and we'll be looking at the other figures in this set over the course of the next few days. As always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And until next time, I'll catch you later.